Hey there, CJ Math students. Welcome to homework 8.5, Triangles and Angles. You're going to want to have your notes next to you for this homework because those will be very helpful. So the first set of problems says determine if the measurements below will create a triangle, then classify the triangle by side length. So for a problem like number one, remember two of the sides have to be added up to be greater than the third side. So you're going to want to put down all of the possible combinations. So is 7 plus 8 greater than 9? Yes, it's greater than 9. It's 15 is greater than 9. What about 8 plus 9? Is that greater than 7? Yes, because 8 plus 9 is 17, and that's greater than 7. And then what about 7 plus 9? Is that greater than 8? Yes, again, because 7 plus 9 is 16, and that's greater than 8. So your answer is yes. And you circle it, and then you'll notice all the side lengths are different. So you'll say 3 different lengths, side lengths you could say. So if you go into your notes, a triangle that has 3 different side lengths, that is called a scalene triangle. All right. Again, very helpful to have your notes out for you to do this homework. Number 2, again, you're going to do all 3 different combinations. So something like 1.5 plus 3, is that greater than 1.5? Absolutely. Is the other 1.5 plus 3 greater than 1.5? Yes, right? There's two 1.5, so you got to check them both. What about 1.5 plus 1.5? Is that greater than 3? No, it's not, because that equals 3. So this could not be a triangle because you couldn't take any two sides, add them together, and be greater than the other side. So because it's not greater than, because it doesn't create a triangle, you cross off this entire section. You don't need to classify the triangle because it can't be a triangle. Right? 2, 3, and 4 you're going to do on your own. At the bottom it says determine the measures below will create a triangle and classify the triangle by angle measure. So this time, remember, in order for something to be a triangle, you have to add up the angles, and it has to be equal to 180. So for number 5, 70 plus 90 plus 20, does that equal 180? Well, that's 70 and 90 is 160 plus 20. Yep, that's 180. So because it's 180, you say yes, and you circle your answer. And then we look at our angles, and we'll notice, all right, I got 3 different angles here, but I also have a very important 90-degree angle. I have one right angle, and if I have one right angle, I can then classify the triangle as a right triangle, right? Just like if I had one obtuse angle, I could classify it as an obtuse. If I have 3 acute, I can classify it as an acute. Let's do number 6. Does 55 plus 45 plus 75 equal 180? Well, 55 and 45, that's going to be 100. 100 plus 75, that's 175. So no, remember, all angles have to add up to 180 degrees in a triangle. So that is not true. And again, since it's not true, you can cross off everything that would have made it a classified as a triangle, right? 7 and 8 are on your own. So the next section says find the measure of each angle indicated. And again, I want you to write this here. I want you to write this here saying that all angles, my fault. All angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees, and then even highlight that, right? That will help you out this very much so. So if I got 2 angles, I'm going to say, okay, 30 plus 70 plus the third angle I don't know have to equal 180. And then I go ahead and say, oh, I got like terms in 30 and 70. So I highlight those and I say, oh, that gives me 100 plus x equals 180. And it's just a simple one-step equation. So I add negative 100 to both sides. It's the same thing as subtracting 100 from both sides. And so I get 80 as my answer, C. In number 11, it looks like only they gave you one angle, but actually they gave you 2 angles. This box right here means 90 degrees, so be aware of that. So this is 40 plus 90 plus x is equal to 180. Your like terms are 40 and 90. That's 130 plus x is equal to 180. And then you just solve in a one-step equation by adding negative 130 to both sides. So x is equal to 50. So A. And on the back side, you're just going to solve for x. So again, this idea that all angles add up to 180 degrees. So it's the same thing. So for 13, you have 65 plus, remember this is 90, plus 90 plus 2x plus 1. They all have to add up to 180 degrees. Your like terms are 65, 90, and 1. When you add those together, you get 2x is plus 156 equals 180. You then solve a two-step equation. So adding negative 156 to both sides, you get 2x is equal to 24. And then you simply divide by 2. So x is equal to 12. I just asked you to solve for x. I didn't ask you to plug back in. If I asked you to solve for this angle measurement, you could just plug back in and find out that that angle measurement would be 25 degrees, right? Number 15, again, similar problem. You're just going to say 130 plus 28 plus 3x plus 1 is equal to 180. Your like terms 130, 28, and 1. So that gives you 159 plus 3x equals 180. That's a two-step equation. I'm going to let you solve that. Finally, it just says the supports of a picture frame is in the shape of a right triangle. That's important, a right triangle. Find the third angle of the triangle if the measurement of one of the angles is 47. So he said 47 plus x equals 180, so the third angle is got to be 133. The problem is you have all angles in a triangle. You need 3 angles in a triangle, and he only added 2, right? He forgot about the right angle because it said right triangle. Right? Even if you were to, draw a picture here off to the side, right? You're saying, okay, here's your right triangle. That's the 90 degrees that he forgot about. Here's the 47, and then he's got to solve for x, right? So I'm going to write out the equation. X plus 47 plus 90 is equal to 180. You're going to solve it, circle your answer, and then share a strategy such as drawing a picture, writing an equation, etc. Got questions? Please give me a call. Make sure you're showing all work like I did.